cry and cry. Blues wrapped round my head. Ricardo Romero right back there, everybody. Thank you so much. That's Bob Dylan. Thank you. Thanks.
I gotta say, I really love and appreciate the fact that you can turn any song, even if it wasn't before, into blues. And I was racking my brain trying to come up with some song that's far from the blues, and yet I know you could do that. So today is the final in a series about love from the inside out that we covered during the month of February. The first week we covered divine love, the stuff that lives in us and everything came from. The following week was self-love. How do you let that divine love into awareness, subsequently to treat oneself better? And with that divine givingness known as love, according to Holmes, and I really like that definition a lot. And then last week, Linda talked about love in the family, and I just want to correct something she said in the beginning. She said, when I asked her to talk that Sunday on love in the family, she looked at me like this. Me, the childless, divorced, single woman, talk about love in the family? Right. And that was her initial reaction. Let me think about it, is what she actually said instead of, sure. She consented to talk about love in the family because it's a hugely vital topic, and I really appreciated how she handled it last week. She did good. So, today, love in the community and the world. So family and immediate community is what Linda was talking about, and she offered the 4 roles that we really need to take responsibility for carrying out in order for the family, the community to be healthy and to thrive, which is a great subject to talk about. And I suspect those people who really needed to hear that message weren't here. Too often have I seen the subject matter is preaching to the choir. So make sure you tell those people who didn't get the message who should have to look at it on the website, because it's really quite good. Not because they need to hear it, of course, but it's just a well-done talk. Today, love in the community and the world. So we're today looking at taking it beyond our families and this particular community into the rest of the world. Taking love into the world through our daily living, and that, I believe, is the key. Through our daily living, not some grandiose project that we as individuals or as a community might want to take on. So a couple of quotations from earlier this month, from the first Sunday. I know it's here somewhere. There it is. Love is the greatest healing, motivating power in the universe, because love is givingness. And I really like that synonym of giving and loving. It makes total sense to me. To love is to give. It means give of who we are, give what we are, and to do so openly. That to withhold is not to love. And I know we've all been hurt. So what? We've been hurt. And what happens when we get hurt? We withhold. We withdraw. We pull back. And biologically, it makes sense. With an injury, you want to heal. And that takes time sometimes. So it's not about discounting when we feel injured. It's just really about taking the time and continuing to be whole by forgiving and loving again. inside about ourselves, put down the whipping stick, stop the mea culpa, and stop trying to beat up other people. I forget who said it, but it's just really, really, really good. Holding bitterness against another person or unforgiveness against another person is like taking poison and waiting for them to die. It just doesn't make any sense, and the costs are deep and long-lasting. I know this wants to go. So, I want to introduce a short video clip. I told the story that's at the front of this video a while back, and it's really on point with the subject matter of continuing to give of who we are into the world. This is done by David Foster Wallace. Someone later took and turned it into a video, and it's not readily available. I really had to search to find it, and so did Raj, who finally actually found it so that we could see it today. We're going to see this. It's just under 10 minutes, and then I will continue by pulling from a transcript something else that Wallace said, which is of import to our subject matter as well. So, how's the water?
There are these two young fish swimming along, and they happen to meet an older fish swimming the other way, who nods at them and says, "Morning, boys, how's the water?" Over and over. This is water. This is water.
So this excerpt, and it's only probably half of the actual speech itself, it's definitely worth your while to Google the transcript itself. There are a couple of different other versions, and there's an audio version as well. But to listen to Wallace's point of view, this was in 2005. 2008, he just couldn't take it anymore and committed suicide. So as I read his transcript, it touches that part of me that acknowledges unconsciousness is a death knell to discovery. Certainty is a death knell to discovery and possibility. And that being awake is why we do the spiritual practices that we promote here at this center. It's what this center is really all about. Is to staying awake so we catch ourselves realizing we don't know what we don't know. And the more that we can actually sit in the discomfort of not knowing, not jumping to conclusions, not jumping to certainty, the sooner we'll actually be able to love the God of us that exists already and let more of that God of us, that unique self, out. And then we have more God available to us all the time. How do you do it? First of all, be who you are. Second of all, be where you are. Be who you are and be where you are. And when you don't know who and where you are, find out. I mean, my God, why do you have to go on concluding what you are and not really knowing who you are? Concluding what you're about and not knowing what you're really about. So, I mean, that's the name of the game, truly. Be who you are, be where you are, and when you don't know who you are, find out. When you don't know where you are, find out. This is water, people. And on the day-to-day humdrum and the boredom and the conclusions and judgments and criticisms that we have all experienced sometime in our lives, if not today and every day, until we lift ourselves up and out of that, how can we think we can help create a world that works for everyone? How can we presume that we have an answer to some of life's greatest challenges? The answer is be who you are, be where you are, and love the divine self of you and share all of that all the time wherever you are. Keep forgiving yourself, because there will come times, like Wallace said, where you just can't do I'm nice and everybody's okay and be understanding all the time, or sometimes we don't even want to. We start anew. We start again. And that's why we meditate, and that's why we do affirmations, and that's why we learn effective forms of praying. And that's why we appreciate and discover what is important to us, our values, and what we want out of life, so that we can be who we are, we can be where we are, and continue to discover who and what that is. Let's do that together. This is water. Bless you. And now we've come time for our time of prayer, our time of healing prayer, and I invite the practitioners to come up to the front of the room. So let's move into this healing time together. Let's step into prayer. Let's pray together. So right here, right now, I remember the oneness that everyone came into life from, the oneness that brings all life into expression. And I know that oneness as beauty, as joy, as wholeness, as perfection. It operates in my life, it operates in everyone's life, and each proves that. By thinking, it proves the intelligence of God. By doing anything, we prove the power that animates life, the power of God. And by loving and being loved, I experience and all experience the presence of God. So bringing to mind that desire of the heart, let's begin our wall of prayer. So right now, eyes wide open to the appearances in life, I know the truth therein amidst those appearances. That wholeness prevails. Wholeness lives within every cell of the body. Wholeness lives within every thought, every interaction. Therefore, it right now starts coming into expression in each person's life. So whether the subject matter is prosperity or relationship or health, wholeness exists right there in the middle of it. And I know for each a letting of that wholeness out. An acknowledgement of the wholeness of the self. A release of any holdings back. And a giving of that self everywhere. So knowing fills my heart. The smile forms on my face since I get it's already done. And all I need do is let it be. So I let these words go. And know for each a full stepping into the flow of life itself, a letting it be. And so each accept this accepts this. But together, all of us sang, and so it is.